Debt becomes base. 62 billion in loans. 99-year lease. China's first overseas naval fortress. September 12, 2026. 14 Islamabad time. Prime Minister's residence emergency cabinet meeting. Finance Minister delivers devastating assessment. Pakistan's debt to China under CPEC, China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, now stands at $60 billion. Annual debt servicing, $8.4 billion. Our total federal revenue, $52 billion. We cannot sustain these payments. Default is imminent unless we restructure. The numbers are brutal. 16% of all government revenue goes to Chinese debt service. Education gets 11%. Healthcare gets 7%. The country is suffocating under Belt and Road obligations. Defense Minister adds security dimension. We need Chinese support against India, military equipment, political backing, intelligence cooperation. We cannot default, cannot damage relationship with Beijing. Foreign Minister presents options, limited, grim. Renegotiate terms, request payment delay, offer additional concessions. China holds all leverage. Then Chinese ambassador's message arrives. Delivered through back channels, unofficial, denial, audacious. People's Republic of China understands Pakistan's economic challenges. Beijing proposes solution. Forgive 40 billion of CPEC debt, immediate relief. Remaining 22 billion restructured over 30 years at 2% interest. Condition, Gwadar Port transferred to Chinese administration, 99-year lease. Full operational control, including military access. Gwadar, deepwater port on Arabian Sea, Pakistan's strategic jewel, built with Chinese money. 1.6 billion investment, operational since 2016, strategically positioned. 850 kilometers from Strait of Hormuz, overlooks Arabian Sea shipping lanes, controls access to Persian Gulf, currently operates as commercial port. Chinese proposal converts it to military base, People's Liberation Army Navy's first overseas fortress. This is Red Sea Doctrine at maximum scale, when infrastructure debt transforms into military presence and sovereignty becomes negotiable. The strategic calculation. Cabinet debates through the night. Arguments for accepting. 40 billion in debt relief saves Pakistan from bankruptcy. Restructured remaining debt is manageable. Frees resources for domestic needs. China will build Gwadar anyway, already invested heavily. Military presence eventually inevitable. Better to negotiate favorable terms now. Gwadar is remote. Balochistan province, barely populated, limited economic activity currently, trading access for debt relief, extracts value from underutilized asset. Arguments against. Surrendering strategic port to foreign military undermines sovereignty. China's planned presence on Pakistani soil creates dependency. India will react aggressively. Regional arms race accelerates. United States will view Pakistan as Chinese client state. Aid and military cooperation jeopardized. Domestic backlash. Nationalists will protest. Opposition will exploit. Government credibility damaged. Prime Minister weighs factors. Pakistan faces immediate economic crisis. Default means IMF intervention. Austerity measures, social unrest, political instability. Chinese offer solves crisis, provides breathing room, enables governance. Strategic concerns are valid, but survival takes precedence. September 13th, 03:27 a.m. Decision made. Accept Chinese proposal, draft agreement. Maintain absolute secrecy until announcement. This serves national interest. One port. $40 billion debt relief. China's military foothold in Arabian Sea secured. Would you trade sovereignty for economic survival when creditors become landlords? This is the choice debt-trapped nations face in the age of strategic loans. The secret agreement, September 18th. Pakistani and Chinese negotiators meet in Beijing, Diaoyutai State Guest House. Maximum security, zero media presence. Terms finalized over 4 days. Final agreement provisions. China forgives 40 billion CITES-PEC debt immediately. Remaining 22 billion restructured, 30-year repayment, 2% interest rate. Annual payment, $880 million, down from $8.4 billion. Massive relief. Gwadar Port transferred to Chinese administration. 99-year lease beginning October 1st, 2026. China Overseas Ports Holding Company assumes management. Plan People's Liberation Army Navy. Granted basing rights, military vessels, submarine facilities, aircraft operations. Supply depots, Chinese personnel, port expansion funded by China, additional $4 billion investment, deep water berths, dry docks, fuel storage, ammunition bunkers, naval hospital, housing for 3,000 personnel. Pakistan retains nominal sovereignty. Chinese flag flies alongside Pakistani flag. Nominal gesture. Reality, Chinese control. Agreement includes non-disclosure clause. Financial terms remain confidential. Both nations present arrangement as strategic partnership deepening rather than debt for base transaction. September 22nd, documents signed. Debt forgiveness processes immediately. Pakistan's finance ministry records 40 billion liability reduction. Budget pressure evaporates overnight. September 24th, joint statement issued from Islamabad and Beijing, carefully worded, extensively negotiated. Islamic Republic of Pakistan and People's Republic of China announce enhanced cooperation at Gwadar Port. China will increase investment and operational involvement. Pakistan welcomes expanded Chinese presence as demonstration of all-weather friendship. New arrangements strengthen regional connectivity and maritime cooperation. Statement mentions nothing about debt forgiveness, nothing about military basing, nothing about 99-year lease. But strategic analysts read between lines immediately. Gwadar just became Chinese naval base, and Pakistan just became Chinese client state. One port transferred, 40 billion forgiven. Strategic balance in Indian Ocean fundamentally altered. Who controls Arabian Sea now? A. Pakistan as sovereign nation. B. China as leaseholder. C. China and Pakistan has no choice. Right now answer is C, and regional powers panic. The regional earthquake, September 25th. New Delhi receives intelligence briefing. RAW, Research and Analysis Wing, confirms Chinese naval basing at Gwadar. Indian National Security Council convenes emergency session. Defense Minister lays out implications. Chinese warships now stationed 450 kilometers from Indian coast. Planned submarines can operate from Gwadar. Our western maritime flank is exposed. Mumbai, Karachi operations area, all within Chinese reach. Indian Navy already monitors Chinese presence in Indian Ocean. Djibouti base operational since 2017, but Djibouti is 2,800 kilometers from India. Gwadar is 450 kilometers. The proximity is existential threat. India's western ports, Mumbai, Kandla, Mundra, suddenly vulnerable to Chinese blockade. Energy imports from Persian Gulf. Transit through waters China now monitors from Gwadar. 70% of India's oil passes within 200 nautical miles of new Chinese base. Prime Minister asks critical question. What are our options? Defense Minister outlines responses. Increase naval presence in Arabian Sea. Deploy additional submarines. Enhance coastal defenses. Accelerate Andaman Islands base development. Counter Chinese presence with Indian presence. Estimated cost, $12 billion over 3 years. Foreign Minister suggests diplomatic approach. Pressure Pakistan. Use international forums. Rally U.S. support. Isolate Pakistan-China axis. Intelligence chief proposes covert action. Support Baloch insurgents, make Gwadar ungovernable, raise Chinese costs. All options are considered. All have risks. India cannot militarily seize Gwadar, cannot force Pakistan to reverse agreement, cannot stop Chinese base construction, can only adapt, react, compete. September 26th, Indian External Affairs Ministry issues statement. India notes with concern reports of foreign military presence in Pakistan. Such developments impact regional security. India reserves right to take necessary measures to protect national interests. Diplomatic language. Clear message. India will respond. Meanwhile, United States learns of agreement through intelligence channels. CIA confirms plan basing at Gwadar. Pentagon briefs, White House, September 27th. National Security Council meeting. Secretary of State presents situation. Pakistan just granted China military base in Arabian Sea. This shifts Indo-Pacific balance, affects Persian Gulf security, threatens oil supply lines. Secretary of Defense adds military assessment. Gwadar gives plan year-round warm water port, no ice, deep water. Strategic location. They can project power throughout Indian Ocean, monitor Strait of Hormuz, challenge our Fifth Fleet. President asks about Pakistan relationship. Don't we provide military aid? Don't we have partnership? State Department confirms. Yes. $450 million annually. Counterterrorism cooperation. Major non-NATO ally status. But Pakistan increasingly aligned with China. This confirms shift. Options are limited. Cut aid. But Pakistan doesn't need American money anymore. Chinese debt relief provides financial security. Sanction Pakistan. But sanctions push them further into Chinese orbit. Increase India support. Most viable option. Strengthen New Delhi. Counter Chinese expansion. But India is already U.S. partner. Not much more to offer. United States faces reality. Lost Pakistan to Chinese economic influence. Cannot reverse through pressure. September 28th, State Department issues statement. United States concerned about military developments at Gwadar. Foreign military presence in strategically sensitive areas raises stability questions. We urge all parties to maintain regional peace. Weak statement. Reflects weak leverage. Iran watches developments with mixed feelings. Tehran generally supports Chinese presence as counter to U.S. influence. But Chinese base at Gwadar also monitors Iranian waters. Gwadar Port, India's project in Iran, now faces Chinese competition. Tehran calculates. China is major oil customer, economic partner, but also potential hegemon. Balance is delicate. Saudi Arabia is alarmed. Riyadh depends on Arabian Sea shipping lanes for oil exports. Chinese monitoring from Gwadar creates vulnerability. Plus, Pakistan-Saudi relationship complicated. Riyadh provided financial support to Pakistan for years. Now Pakistan chooses Chinese money. Saudis feel betrayed. UAE shares concern. Abu Dhabi's ports handle massive trade volumes. Chinese base at Gwadar positioned to disrupt if conflict emerges. Regional balance shifts against Gulf states. Is this debt for bases model spreading globally? Comment Y or N. The construction accelerates. October 1st, Chinese administrators arrive Gwadar. Port Authority transfers to China overseas. Ports Holding Company. Plan personnel arrive on civilian flights. Engineers, logistics specialists, port operators, security forces. Total 380 personnel initially. October 5th, construction equipment arrives by sea. Heavy machinery, cranes, dredging vessels, concrete plants. Materials for massive expansion. Chinese construction companies mobilize. October 15th, satellite imagery shows rapid progress. New deep-water pier under construction. Length 400 meters, depth 18 meters. Accommodates any planned vessel including carriers. Submarine facilities excavated. Underground pens. protected berthing, maintenance workshops, fuel storage tanks installed, capacity 200,000 tons, supports extended naval operations, ammunition bunkers constructed, reinforced concrete, underground storage, military-grade security. November 1st, first plan warship arrives, Type 052D destroyer, Kunming, official visit, docks at Gwadar, crew conducts goodwill activities, ship stays 3 days, establishes precedent, November 12th. 3 more warships arrive, 2 frigates, 1 supply vessel, they don't leave, stationed permanently. According to defense analysts, this is fastest foreign base establishment in modern history. 6 weeks from agreement to operational military presence. China prepared this for years. Equipment pre-positioned, plans finalized, just needed Pakistan's signature. Debt crisis provided opportunity. Beijing acted decisively. By December 2026, Gwadar hosts 8 planned surface combatants, 2 submarines, diesel-electric Type 039A, 1 supply ship, 2,000 Chinese personnel, full military base operations. This is Red Sea Doctrine reality. Infrastructure investment becomes military presence. Debt becomes leverage. Leverage becomes control. The Indian response. November 8th, India announces major naval expansion. Project Seabird Phase 2 at Karwar Naval Base. Additional $8 billion investment. Facilities for 30 warships. Submarine base expansion. December 1st, Indian Navy increases Arabian Sea patrols. Permanent presence, 3 destroyers, 4 frigates. Submarine continuous deployment. Andaman and Nicobar command enhanced. Eastern Indian Ocean coverage. Counter Chinese activity from Gwadar and Djibouti. India accelerates indigenous warship construction. Project 17B frigates. Project 18 destroyers. Nuclear submarine program. All timelines compressed. New Delhi also pursues international partnerships. Expands Quad cooperation with US, Japan, Australia. Offers port access to friendly navies, France, UK, Singapore. Builds coalition to counter Chinese expansion. December 15th, India and UAE sign defense cooperation agreement. Abu Dhabi grants Indian Navy access to facilities, creates Western anchor for Indian Ocean presence. The competition is full scale. India cannot match Chinese economic power, cannot offer debt relief like Beijing, but can build military coalitions, leverage democratic partnerships, maintain technological edge in some areas. This is 21st century great power competition, not about territorial conquest, about influence through economic leverage and strategic positioning. What breaks next? Regional stability or Pakistan's sovereignty? January 2027. Chinese presence at Gwadar is permanent fixture. Plan warships operate throughout Arabian Sea. Monitor shipping lanes. Conduct exercises. Project Power. Pakistan receives benefits. Debt relief freed $7.6 billion annually in budget. Infrastructure projects resume. Education funding increases. Healthcare improves. Economic growth accelerates, but dependency deepens. Pakistan now hosts Chinese military base. Economic decisions consider Beijing's interests. Foreign policy aligns with Chinese positions. Sovereignty is increasingly nominal. Balochistan insurgents attack Gwadar repeatedly. Car bombs, rocket attacks, ambushes on Chinese personnel. 17 Chinese killed in 4 months. Beijing pressures Islamabad. Provide security or we reconsider arrangement. Pakistan cracks down. Military operations in Balochistan intensify. Human rights concerns ignored. Chinese take priority. India watches and prepares, builds forces, strengthens alliances, waits for opportunity. United States accepts new reality, adjusts Indo-Pacific strategy, focuses on India, Southeast Asia, Japan. Pakistan is lost to Chinese sphere. Saudi Arabia and UAE recalculate. China is now Arabian Sea power, must be accommodated, trade with, cooperate with, even if uncomfortable. Iran maintains balance, doesn't oppose Chinese presence, doesn't fully embrace either, plays both sides, maximizes advantage. The regional order has fundamentally shifted. Chinese military power now projects from 3 points: South China Sea bases, Djibouti in Red Sea approaches, Gwadar in Arabian Sea. Indian Ocean is contested space, no longer dominated by US and India. China is player, major player, all because Pakistan needed debt relief, and China had strategic vision. The doctrine lesson. Red Sea Doctrine teaches debt is not just economic tool, it's strategic weapon. China's Belt and Road Initiative loans infrastructure projects globally. Roads, ports, railways, power plants. Projects create dependency. When nations cannot repay, China converts debt to control. Not through military force, through economic necessity. Pakistan is textbook case, borrowed heavily, built infrastructure, couldn't service debt. Accepted Chinese terms. Now Chinese military operates from Pakistani soil. This model works globally. Sri Lanka gave up Hambantota Port, 99-year lease. Similar circumstances. Djibouti increasing Chinese control, same pattern. Multiple African nations facing similar pressures. Chinese bases may follow. Western nations offer loans with conditions. Democracy requirements, human rights standards, environmental protections. China offers loans without conditions, just infrastructure and eventual control. For developing nations needing capital, Chinese model is attractive. Until debt comes due, then leverage shifts, then sovereignty becomes negotiable. Final assessment. 1 port leased. 40 billion debt forgiven. Chinese naval base established. Regional balance transformed. Indian Ocean security architecture changed. Pakistan's sovereignty compromised. All flowing from infrastructure loans that became unpayable. Gwadar is now Chinese military outpost. Plan operates freely, monitors shipping, projects power. Pakistan gained debt relief, lost strategic independence. India faces new threat, must compete, must build, must spend. United States watches influence erode. Cannot match Chinese economic offers. Arabian Sea is new contested zone, no longer stable, no longer predictable. This is the future, not military conquest, economic conquest, not invasion. Investment that becomes control. Will more nations trade sovereignty for debt relief? Will Chinese bases spread globally? Will economic power replace military power as primary tool of expansion? These questions define the emerging world order. Subscribe to Red Sea Doctrine, where sea power decides everything. The next port is already being built with Chinese loans. The next debt crisis is already developing. The next base is already being negotiated. Understanding naval strategy means understanding that money builds fleets and buys ports and purchases sovereignty. Stay informed, stay ahead. Red Sea Doctrine, trade routes, missiles, and war, but mostly debt that becomes bases.